Hi, I just wanted to do this video to explain what Here with Jesus actually is. Some people may know and some people may not know. Here with Jesus is more than just a video channel, a YouTube channel. It actually began back in June of 2020. June 1st actually was the first day I went down to Kensington. And it was a personal ministry to people on the streets in Kensington. That's how it started out, anyway. I actually, to know how it actually began, you have to go back several years when Fern and I decided to purge all the dark stuff out of our house. And had we not done that, I don't believe that my ministry down in Kensington, Here with Jesus ministry down in Kensington, would have happened. And certainly the video channel would not have happened. The YouTube channel, I mean. As in Acts 19, the people realized that they had things in their house that they shouldn't have, and they took them and they burned them. Well, we basically did that. We asked God to show us. We both sensed the need for that. And we asked God to show us what should be gotten rid of. And we didn't really have any idea how to exactly do that because, you have a lot of things in your house that, it's like, okay, where do we start? So we just decided to pray on it. And the next day when I woke up, Fern said she had gotten an answer and that she had already started. And she had gotten rid of some of her books. But she said that the Lord told her just to get rid of the single most egregious thing on the video shelf. So we walked over, and I said to her, that sounds like a great idea. Let's go over there. So we went over to the video shelf, and we just pulled one video off, and it was either Harry Potter or The Matrix, which both have really bad spiritual meaning. Now, if you're a Harry Potter fan or a Matrix fan, sorry to tell you, if you love Jesus, think about it. Ask him and be honest with him. Don't love the world more than you love God. But anyway, I didn't really mean this to be preaching, but it kind of ended up there, didn't it? So anyway, we went over to the shelf, we took the first one off, and then boom, 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 boom. It was just like we were almost hysterical with kind of laughter and a joy in the Lord that was really undescribable. And I don't know, before it was through, we probably had gotten rid of 30, maybe more videos. And as the weeks went on, we discovered more and more the music that we had listened to. I don't know if you've ever seen the video, They've Sold Their Soul for Rock and Roll, but there's a message being passed along with a lot of music, put it that way. And you just have to seek the Lord with what you personally need to get rid of. But anyway, at any rate, throughout the next few weeks, we found other things. And I just wanted to say at this point, I remember the video of Andrea testimony where near the end she's saying, we got to reboot. And that's basically what I felt like we did. We rebooted. And it wasn't painful. It really wasn't, because we love the Lord. We love Jesus, and we asked him to show us. So when he showed us, thank God he did, and it was a wonderful thing. I remember several weeks later feeling like, I feel like I've come out of a trance. So I I just wanted to start there because had that not happened, again, like I said before, Here with Jesus wouldn't have happened either, I don't believe. So anyway, what what started the going down to Kensington aspect of Here with Jesus? Hold on, let me readjust myself. What started the going down to Kensington was I was watching this video channel, and it was about Kensington, and this guy was going down to Kensington. He has a big following, and the name of the site is Faces of Kensington, I believe is the name of the site. I'm not 100% sure. But if you put in Faces of Kensington, you're going to get him. His name's Frank. I did one interview with him right at the corner near at Kensington Avenue, right near the bottom of McPherson Square. Well, I was watching this guy, and he was going down there, and he's got a great heart, and I don't fault him for that. But he's only meeting the people's physical needs. He doesn't bring any spiritual hope or reality to the problems they're facing. He doesn't bring Jesus to the problems they're facing. And I know that Jesus is the answer because of what he's done in my life. 40 years ago, I got saved. He was the answer. And, throughout those 40 years, we kind of allowed things to slip back into our house. That's why the purge was necessary. But anyway, I'm watching these videos, and I'm getting more and more sort of like kind of upset and thinking, I'm watching these people that he's talking to and everything, and I'm thinking to myself, these people need Jesus. They don't just need a meal, or they don't just need a shower, because he was bringing showers to them, as in like a van or some kind of vehicle that they could go walk through and get a shower, which is a great thing. And so is the food, and so is the clothing. That's all good. But, if you die clean and dressed and not hungry and go to hell, what good is it? And I've kind of come to the point where I believe that people are kind of split up into two categories. They either don't know Jesus and are eventually going to go to hell for a Christless life, or they know Jesus and we're brothers and they have the hope that they have in Jesus. So I went down. I don't know if that's the right spot to say that. Let me see. Am I done with the story? Oh, no. What happened was that I started to get this angst about watching these videos, and then the COVID hit. And then I thought, well, there's not much chance of going down there now. It's like we're locked down. We're not supposed to be going out. And I was an obedient, rule follower. And so a couple of months went by. And then and then for some reason, I didn't think things had changed too much as far as the COVID was concerned. But I started watching the videos again. I mean, they were different videos because all along he was going down there, but I had kind of put it all on the back burner and wasn't even thinking about it. So it might have been 1 or 2 months, probably about 2 months before, before I started watching them again. And the same kind of feeling came back to me. And I took it to my wife and I said, I'm not sure what to do with this. I said, I really feel like God's calling me to go down there and bring the hope that is in Jesus to these people down there. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. But, and then she was a little bit like concerned and thinking, I don't know. So I said, I understand I don't know either. So then both of us decided that we would fast, and we didn't know how long the fast was going to be, and ask God for his answer, whether or not that this was something that he was calling me to, or it was just of my flesh that I wanted to do something good. I don't know. That was our question, because I didn't want to go down there, first of all, without God's blessing, and then also, secondly, I didn't want to go down there without my wife's blessing. So we fasted for 3 days, and she was the first one to come up with the answer and the confirmation that she believed that was something that God was calling us to. And I say us because she's a part of it. And she doesn't go down there. She only went down there once with me to one of the Nehemiah Effect events. You can look that up on the rest of my channel too, because there was a lot of those things happening. So she came up with the confirmation, and then I said, okay, I guess I'm going to go down. And the only thing I prepared myself with was McDonald's gift cards, and I had some tracts called, I don't remember what the tracks were called, but they were about if you had suicidal thoughts or depression. So I get in my car. First day, I'm driving down 95. I'm praying all the way because I have no idea what I'm going to do. And I get down there, and I'm walking along Allegheny Avenue. I park my car. I'm walking along Allegheny Avenue, and I come to this church, and there's this guy laying on the steps, and I'm walking along the steps. I'm walking along the sidewalk, but up close to the church. And as I come to where he is, he's kind of hidden because the steps are recessed a little. I notice that there's a guy laying there, and I just sort of look at him, and I've been praying for God to give me some kind of divine appointment. So when I get to where he's at and we see each other, we notice each other. The natural thing to come out of my mouth was, "How you doing?" And this was the cool part. I thought that God made this kind of easy on me. He was gentle with me because, like I said, I had no idea what was going to happen the first day. No idea. So he says, "Oh, I'm hungry," and I go, "I have just the thing." So I pull out of my pocket a $10 McDonald's gift card, and he's very happy to see that. So now we have some kind of relationship going. And I said, "Can I ask you one more thing?" And he says, "Yeah, what? Sure. Do you have any hope in your life?" And he said, he rolled his eyes back, and he thought for about 5 seconds, and he said, "No, I don't have any hope in my life." And I said, "Whoa, that it just was like the exact thing I was there to bring in the name of Jesus." So I started talking to him, and I went quickly into Jesus. I wasn't holding back from Jesus because that was the reason I was there. And he basically just gave me permission to talk. And he was listening. I talked for about 40 minutes with him. And at the end, I asked him, do you ever have suicidal thoughts or depression?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, all the time. I'm really, it's like, it's bad." He said, "Not that I would do it or something like that, but I'm." He affirmed that he did. So I reached into my pocket and I gave him that. And he was really grateful, and he wanted my phone number, and I wrote the phone number down on it. He never called me back, and I never saw him again. I would love to know how his life went from that point. There are a lot of people when I run into down there, I see multiple times. Well, not a lot. More a few people. Less people that I see multiple times than I do only see once. But there are a few that I've seen multiple times. And it's always interesting to see, what they've been doing. If you've watched this channel and you saw my friend Anthony video, Anthony was someone that I put a lot of time and effort and love into, and things kind of didn't work out the way I had hoped. But yet, I know God isn't through with him, and the last time I saw him, I was a bit harsh because I felt like he had deceived me. And Anthony, if you're watching this, I apologize for that. Because God loves you, and I still love you too, man. I've been down there several times, quite a few times since, because that's a while ago, and just haven't been able to find you. So I don't know what is happening in your life, but I hope it's good. And I do care about you. And I hope you found Jesus because he's the only one that's going to carry you all the way through. All right, so much for Anthony. Uh, so I had been going down there for about a month, and this is to get. I'm trying to get to the point of the YouTube channel because I had mostly run into only people that were in need. I didn't run into anybody that was street preaching or anything or giving any hope out. And I kind of assumed, or it felt like I was the only one there. And oh, I was so wrong. And I'm glad I was so wrong because this is not a competition. This is trying to get Jesus to people. And when I found out that there were more than just me, I was so happy. And what the first thing that happened was that started. Now that you know all that backstory about here with Jesus, the first thing that happened was to start the YouTube channel. Was I was driving down Allegheny Avenue, which is right here, and just about right over there was Brother Joel Charleston street preaching with two loudspeakers. I'm coming down Allegheny with praise music on, and I hear this guy preaching out to the neighborhood. And that neighborhood definitely needs preaching out to. The people there need Jesus, and that's what he's doing. And I got so excited that I heard it, you know. About a week before, I had seen one guy with a sign, but I was kind of like stuck I was in traffic, and I didn't really, unless I had went way far down and turned around and come back, which I chose not to do. But when I saw him, I got excited because he was holding up a sign that seemed like he was, proclaiming Jesus, but I couldn't really see the sign very well. And I went back the next day to see if I could find him, but I never found him again. He was preaching, not preaching. He only had a sign, so I don't know whether he was preaching or not. He may have been, but when I was riding by, all I saw was the sign, and he was right at the intersection of Allegheny and Kensington. But that was that. I just drove by and I tried to find him again and couldn't. But with Joel, Pastor Charleston, I'm I'm hearing him and I go, oh yeah, I'm excited. And I had a box full of Bibles that I would give to individuals in the back of my car. So I pulled over and I had to park about a block away and grabbed the box of Bibles and ran. I almost said ran, but I don't run too much. I walked down to where he was preaching and started giving out Bibles with him. And we just hit it off right away. And I asked him if he would be interested in a YouTube channel. And, or not, he would be interested in a YouTube channel. If he would be interested in me putting him up on YouTube so that more than 200 people at one time could see him. And I said, my my idea was that maybe thousands would. Well, it's never really panned out to thousands, but people are seeing him that never would have. And he he said sure. So we kind of teamed up, and we have become like brothers. You know, I go down there and I see him. I see him a lot. I go out with him, and I know I've said this before to on other videos, but his thing is he goes to where people are killing each other, and that's actually really where he goes. He doesn't. I'll ask him the night before if I know he's going out on Friday. I say, "Well, where are you going?" He says, "Well, I'm not sure yet." And he looks at he watches the some kind of news feed. I don't know exactly which news feed, and he's always getting news about people killing each other down there, shooting people in the head, and just it's amazing, frightening. It's the last days. So we we really teamed up and started doing this, and that's where the YouTube channel came from. But Here with Jesus existed before that, and I still want to do that, but with the winter closing in, I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to be able to do it. I remember running into people down there that were telling me that they were homeless and that they had been homeless for 4 or 5 years, and this was in the middle of the heat. So I'm down there like in 90-degree heat, thinking, wow, I can't even imagine what that's like. And I somehow theoretically in the back of my head knew that 4 or 5 years included winter. But now that winter's here, I can see the harsh reality of having to live on the streets through it. It blows my mind. I realized after a while that my thought process, my thinking just towards these people sort of changed. It's like, and I would hear quite often from these people, people think we're just garbage or we're just trash, but we're not. And I think they felt comfortable in saying that to me because I was bringing them, people were supporting me. And I want to thank everybody who has supported me. And so I was able to go get blessing bags and the Bibles and backpacks. I was handing out some stuff that was really important and good for them, and so they were very appreciative and telling me that kind of thing. So my mind started, or my thought process started changing towards these people, and realizing I think maybe when I started, I'm thinking them versus us as Christians, those lost souls down there that don't know anything or know God. And what happened was I just started realizing that to a certain degree, them are us. They just have different addictions, and that we all need the grace of God to go on and to not start to think of ourselves as deserving the grace. We don't deserve God's grace. And when I started to really, change in that way, it made a big difference. I must say that every time I would pull up on somebody that I thought I was going to get out of my car and go talk to, I would have a little nerves. I'd have to, I would, driving down there on 95, I would be praying, Lord, give me divine appointments and help me to do what I have to do. Help me to do what you want me to do today. But I would still feel a little bit nervous every time I would approach someone. But I usually would approach them with something to give them. And as soon as you give them something, they realize that there's something in your heart that cares about them. And that opens them up. And when I first started going down there, I would ask people if I could take their picture. And I would say about 80% of the people would allow me to take their picture, which I hadn't given it any thought. And some people that saw some of these pictures, I would post to, I had like a small contact list, and I would post the pictures to the contact list and kind of tell the story of the day. And I think that may be why people supported me in the beginning, because they needed, why would they support me if they didn't know what was happening? But see, they're seeing real pictures of real people. And a lot of the people thought, wow, they let you take their pictures? And some would be kind of questioning whether or not they wanted to, and they'd say, well, why do you want my picture? And I would explain that I have people supporting me, and I use the pictures to sort of help them realize what's going on, and that it helps them to bless me to bless them. So when I would say that, it changed a few people's minds, but some people didn't change even with that. But that's okay. I still had the story of what they did, and I wrote in my when I would text people, I would tell people what happened that day, and that was a pretty ongoing thing for quite a while. And then the uh, the YouTube channel sort of became my focus. Uh, Maybe not focus, but it was a little demanding because I never even had a YouTube channel, and I didn't know anything about video editing. I always kind of wanted to learn, but hadn't. And so when I started it, it did take a lot of my time up. But I found out that I didn't want it to be all that I do. And I still want to do the personal thing, but like I said, winter does make that a bit hard. I love going down there to McPherson Square, especially when there's a happening, and videoing. Like the last few videos I put up was McPherson Square, and that things are happening. God's moving down there, and it's really kind of a very cool thing to experience. You feel a fellowship with these people because they're down there doing the same thing you are. You know, I'm down there trying to bring Jesus to people and to change people's lives. I don't know how effective I've been, but someday I will know. And I know my heart's in the right place, and I know that God really called me to do it. So I'm leaving the fruit up to Him. I'm sowing the seed, and someone else may be watering, or I may be watering. Somebody else sowed the seed, but God will get the increase, and I truly believe that. So we're just all about blessing the people in Kensington, and so you can kind of see how things have developed and understand a little bit about Here with Jesus. The name Here with Jesus came about long before the channel came up, and yeah, I don't know what more to say. I just pray that anyone who's been watching this channel would be blessed. I pray that salvation would come to people through this channel. That would be the most wonderful thing. Because I'm not doing this for any other reason. I don't have this monetized. I don't make a penny from this. So I'm spending a lot of money driving down there with gas and getting people's testimony, and there's a lot of work to it. And it's only for God, the glory of God, and that people would find salvation. And I'm praying that truly happens. So God bless you all. And I don't know if anyone's watched this all the way to the end. But if you have, leave a comment and tell me you watched it all the way to the end. And good for you. You deserve a definitely thumbs up. So God bless. I may be talking to you later. I may be coming up with different ideas and wanting to do a little bit more of this. Not explaining where we came from, but my own personal feelings about what's going on. So God bless.